Good morning. I am Bhuvneshwari, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, Satyabama Institute of Science and Technology, deemed to be University. So today we are going to see this Engineering Mathematics 4. In that Unit 4, we are going to see that we have seen that numerical interpolation, numerical differentiation in the previous sessions, and today numerical integration we are going to learn, right? In numerical integration, what we are going to see, three rules. What are the rules? Trapezoidal rules, Simpson's 1/3 rule, Simpson's 3/8 rule. So let us see what is that numerical integration first. That's what our introduction part. And usually you know how to integrate. We have seen that definite integral, indefinite integrals. So definite integrals means what? We have the limits, lower limit and the upper limits. So here also we have the limits, lower and upper limits, and you see the function f of x. If f of x is explicitly defined, then only you can find that definite integral, integral a to b f of x dx. And actually this is what that area enclosed between that limits x is equal to a and x is equal to b and the curve y is equal to f of x. And this is only possible when f of x is explicitly defined, unless we can't find that definite integral, integral a to b f of x dx. And in numerical methods, we can find the integration, definite integral a to b f of x dx. It is given in n plus 1 pair data. So n plus 1 pair data, how it is given? Xi comma yi, where I is 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. n. And note down that f of x is not known explicitly. In such case only we are using that numerical integration. So approximately we will get the result by any one of these three formulas: trapezoidal rule, Simpson's 1/3 rule, Simpson's 3/8 rule. So when we are applying that numerical integration, if you are not known that f of x explicitly, in such case the data will be given as a pair, like n plus 1 pair xi comma yi. And it is very, very important, xi should be given in equal interval. And we have discussed what is that equal interval in that numerical interpolation as well as numerical differentiation also. So now we are going to integrate or evaluate that I is equal to x naught to xn f of x dx. So now what is that xi? X naught plus ih. X's are given in equal interval. That's very, very important. Okay. So what are the formulas we are going to see in this session? Three rules by using trapezoidal rule, Simpson's 1/3 rule, Simpson's 3/8 rule. We are going to evaluate the given integral. And whatever integral is given, we have that lower and upper limit. That's what x naught and xn. So now by using this interval x naught to xn, we have to divide the data into number of intervals. So how I can divide that interval? So let us see. The data will be divided into n number of intervals. So if x values are given like x naught, x1, x2, etc., xn. And here, for example, I have written for x till x6, x naught, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6. Like this, you see the corresponding entries. X values are said to be arguments. Y values are said to be the entries. So y naught, y1, y2, y3, y4, y5, y6. Okay. So this is whatever integral we have in that interval between x naught and xn, we have to divide this number of intervals. So now how I can take the interval. The interval is so now let us see the trapezoidal rule. So first, how we can see the interval, and usually what I said that h should be given in equal interval. H is equal to b minus a by n, and n is what? That number of intervals, and b and a is what? That upper limit and the lower limit, b minus a by n. Okay, so h is equal to b minus a by n, and n should be n is that number of intervals, and mostly I will tell you what number should be taken in n while doing the problems. Okay, so let us take that formula, trapezoidal rule. For any number of intervals, it can be used. And we don't want to see the number of intervals. Whatever intervals we have, we can use this trapezoidal rule. It's very general formula. That's what integral x naught to xn f of x dx, that is equal to h by 2 y naught plus yn plus 2 times of y1, y2, y3, etc. yn minus 1. So what are that? Y0 and yn? That's what the first entry and the last entry of your y values. So for example, here the first entry is y0 and the last entry is what? y6. So this you can write y0 plus yn. Yn is what? y6 plus 2 times of the remaining. Remaining is what? y1, y2, y3, y4, y5. These are what? The remaining entries that can be taken here in that second term. So what is my trapezoidal rule? Integral x naught to xn f of x dx is equal to h by 2 y naught plus yn. First entry plus last entry plus 2 times of the remaining entries. Suppose if you want to take the ordinates. Ordinates are nothing but, that's again the same, y0, y1, y2, y3, etc. y6 only here. So the first ordinate is what? Yn. Second ordinate is what? y1. The second ordinate is y1. You see that the suffix of that y, it is 1. Okay, so it is second ordinate, even ordinate, but the suffix is 1. So I'm requesting you to take always this formula, the first formula, and the second formula also can be considered, but you may have confusion. What is that ordinates and remaining ordinates and the entry? So you take this formula, the first one, integral x naught to xn f of x dx is equal to h by 2 y naught plus yn plus 2 times of the remaining entries. Okay, because whatever datas you have, and the datas can be written first in the case of like y0, y1, y2, etc. yn, and x is what? x0, x1, x2, etc. xn, and you know well what are that entries, y0, y1, y2, y3, etc. So we can follow the first formula hereafter. And Simpson's 1/3 rule. So where I can use that Simpson's 1/3 rule, and the Simpson's 1/3 rule is also applicable to evaluate the integral. Trapezoidal rule is also applicable to evaluate the integral. So where I can use that Simpson's 1/3 rule? If the Simpson's 1/3 rule is applicable only if the number of interval is even. If the number of interval is even. What is that interval? Now you look at that. Now you have the entries from y0 to y6. So now I can take what is that y0 to y1. y0 to y1, that is what my first interval. y1 to y2, that's what my second interval. y2 to y3 is what? The third interval. y3 to y4, 4. y4 to y5, 5. And y5 to y6 is what? 6 interval. So the interval, number of interval is 6 here. For this example, I am telling you what is that number of interval? Interval is 6. How you are calculating that intervals? y0 to y1 is 1. y0 to y1 is 1. y1 to y2 is 2. y2 to y3 is 3. y3 to y4 is 4. y4 to y5 is 5 and y5 to y6 is what? 6 number of interval. And now you look at what is my 6? 6 is multiple of 2. It is what? An even number. So in this case, I can use that Simpson's 1/3 rule. Okay, so what is my Simpson's 1/3 rule? Integral x0 to xn f of x dx is equal to h by 3 y0 plus yn. That's first entry plus last entry. Even in trapezoidal rule also we have the same y0 plus yn. And here also I have. But you look at the second term. The second term is 2 times of y2, y4, y6 plus etc. So even suffices are taken. Okay, even suffices of y values. And plus 4 times of y1 plus y3 plus y5 plus etc. Odd suffices of y's are taken in this formula. So that is what my Simpson's 1/3 rule. So Simpson's 1/3 rule when we can use? If the number of interval is even. So when you want to evaluate any integral by using that numerical integrations, we have to see what is the number of intervals. Accordingly, we can choose the formula. That's very, very important. Okay. And according to the ordinates, that formula is given h by 3, sum of the first and last ordinates, that is what y0 plus yn plus 2 times 2 into sum of the remaining odd ordinates. That's nothing but y2, y4, y6, etc. Plus 4 times of even ordinates are nothing but y1, y3, y5. According to the count I have written here, isn't it? Okay, don't confuse with that ordinates and the entries. Okay, so you follow the entries because we are writing that after getting the data like this, y0, y1, y2, y3, y4, y6. So you write this first and later you choose your appropriate formula. Is it clear? Okay. Now, what's my Simpson 3/8 rule? And when I can use the Simpson 3/8 rule? If the number of interval is multiple of 3. Isn't it? If the number of interval is multiple of 3, then only I can use that Simpson's 3/8 rule. So what is my number of interval? You look at that example, the data, how it is given, 6 interval. And I told you what is that number of intervals in this example. What is my number of intervals? 6. So 6 is an even number. Also it is multiple of 3. So for this example, I can use all the 3 formulas. What are that? Trapezoidal rule I can use. Simpson's 1/3 rule I can use. Even Simpson's 3/8 rule also I can use. So remember the point where we can use that formulas. Trapezoidal rule for any number of interval I can use. Simpson's 1/3 rule only for even number of intervals. Simpson's 3/8 rule is that multiple of 3. In a number of interval is a multiple of 3. I can use that Simpson's 3/8 rule. Is it clear? So the same thing is given as a ordinates here. Okay. And now in this numerical integration, while doing that integration, we have some error. Because in numerical methods, whatever answers we are getting, it's approximate only. And interpolation, we are finding a approximate polynomial. Okay. So from that approximate polynomial only, we are finding the differentiation as well as the integration. So definitely we have some error, and that error can be calculated by the Taylor series methods. So here the truncation error of trapezoidal rule is given. That's what my error. Some small error you will get. That error is taken as capital E. So always you should take that positive value of that error. So that's why it is given modulus of E. So modulus of E is less than B minus A. That's what upper limit minus lower limit. Okay. B minus A into H square. What's my H? That is what that length of that interval. Okay. That's what H. So B minus A dot b minus a into h square by 12 into m. What is that m? M is what? The maximum of the second derivatives of the entries. What are the entries? Y0, Y1, Y2, etc. Yn. Okay, the maximum of modulus of Y0 double dash, Y1 double dash, Y2 double dash, or all the second derivatives of the entries. And for that, we would have taken maximum of that derivatives. So that is what capital M. So don't forget what is my truncation error of trapezoidal rule. Modulus of E is less than b minus a into h square by 12 into M. And you know well what is that interval a comma b. That's what my lower and upper limit. Okay, and h is given here b minus a by n. N is what? That number of interval. And in that example, I told you, what I told you, n equal to 6, isn't it? N equal to 6. So 6 is used and it is very appropriate number because by using that 6, the least number, which is multiple of 2 and which is a multiple of 3 also. So that's why, and we are taken always n equal to 6 in this formula. So if I want to find that length of h, what we have to take the formula, h is equal to, because in many problems we are finding that h value. Okay, h value will not be given in that question. So we want to find out that h value. So h is equal to what? B minus a by n. N mostly if it is not mentioned in the question. Okay, you divide the data into this many number of intervals. If that is not mentioned in the question, you can take n equal to 6 always. Is it clear? Why we are taking n equal to 6? That the least number 6 is satisfying all the 3 conditions of that formulas. What are the formulas? Trapezoidal, Simpson's 1/3 and Simpson's 3/8 rule. Okay, right. And from this truncation error, we can say that the order of error in trapezoidal rule. The order of the error in trapezoidal rule is h square. And these things you may get in part A. So that's why I'm again and again I'm telling you, because many people where you are making, you are not getting the marks in part A. So that's why I'm giving the order of the error in trapezoidal rule is h square. Like this, the truncation error of Simpson's rule. That's what? Modulus of E is less than b minus a into h power 4 by 180 into m. You know well what is a and b. That's what my lower and the upper limit. H is what? That length of x. Okay, into m. And here for that Simpson's rule, that m is the maximum of the derivatives y0 triple dash, y0 triple dash, double dash, y0 y2 double dash, y4 double dash, etc. Okay, so this is what that m value, and from that the order of Simpson's 1/3 rule is h power 4. Is it clear? So what is my truncation error in Simpson's rule? Mod of E is less than b minus a h power 4 by 180 into m, and order of Simpson's 1/3 rule is what? H power 4. Okay, so now we can see the problems one by one. The first problem is evaluate I is equal to integral 0 to 6 1 by 1 plus x into dx using trapezoidal Simpson's rules. Simpson's, it is generally given Simpson's rules. So you have to check whether all the 2 Simpson's rules can be applicable or any one of the Simpson's rules can be applicable. If so, what is my answer? And one more question is given in this. Also check up by direct integration and what is the relation between the answers. Okay, and after doing this problem, I'll tell you which one will give you that more appropriate result from these 3 rules. Trapezoidal, Simpson's 1/3 and Simpson's 3/8 rule. Okay. So now you see the question. Question is evaluate the integral by using the three rules. And we don't know what is h. Okay. So how I can find out that h? For that only the formula can be used. H is equal to b minus a by n. B minus a by n. So now what is my b? What is my b? B is equal to 6, upper limit, minus the lower limit. So b minus a, 6 minus a by n, and we will take always n equal to 6, and that is the least number which satisfies all the three conditions of the rules. So I took n equal to 6 here. So now what I will get? B minus a, 6 minus 0 by 6, 6 by 6, that's equal to 1. And therefore we have identified, or we found the value of h. H is equal to 1. Now you can take the data. How I can take the data? From x0 to xn. What is your x0? X0 equal to 0. And xn equal to what? 6. So now from 0 to 6, how you are going to divide the data? By taking the interval h is equal to 1. So let us see how we are writing that values of x. X is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Y h is 1. So with that equal interval 1, I have written that 0 to 6 in this order. 0 to 1. That h value is what? 1. 1 to 2. 2 to 3. 3 to 4. 4 to 5. 5 to 6. So the length of x values is what? 1. So h is equal to 1. And now we want to find the y value. See, in this integration, that integral f of x is what? 1 by 1 plus x. So y is equal to what here? 1 by 1 plus x. So that I have written y. Now, if x is equal to 0, put x is equal to 0 in this formula. What you will get? 1 by 1 plus 0. So that's what? 1. So the corresponding y value is written here. Y is equal to 1 here. You see. Then put x is equal to 1. So what I will get? 1 by 1 plus 1. So it is 1 by 2. So the for x, we are getting y value is 1 by 2. Like this for all the arguments. Arguments are nothing but your x values. So for all arguments, we want to find out the entries. That's nothing but y values. What is my y? Equal to 1 by 1 plus x. Put the corresponding x value here and you will get the corresponding y values of that x. So what I'm getting? For x is 0. For 1, 1 by 2. For 2, 1 by 3. For 3, 1 by 4. For 4, 1 by 5. For 5, 1 by 6. For 6, it is 1 by 7. So I have written that entries also. After writing that, you must write the values. What is y0? What is y1? What is y2? y3? y4? y5? y6? So you look at that. Under that one, I have written y0. So y0 is what? y1. y1 is what? A half. y2 is what? 1 by 3. y3 is what? 1 by 4. Like this, y4, y5, y6 were written here. And now you can look at the interval also. It is marked in that red line. You see that the first interval between y0 to y1. Second interval is what? Between y1 to y2. Third interval is what? Between y2 and y3. Fourth interval is what? Between y3 and y4. And fifth interval is what? Between y4 and y5. Sixth interval is what? y5 and y6. So the number of interval is 6. Okay. So I can use all the three formulas. Simpson's 1/3 rule, trapezoidal rule, some Simpson's 3/8 rule also. So we have identified all the three formulas. The three formulas can be applicable here for this integration. Okay. Now, what is my trapezoidal rule formula? First, you write the formula always. Integral x0 to xn f of x dx is equal to h by 2 y0 plus yn plus 2 times of the remaining entries. That's what my formula. But in our problem, what is my h? H is equal to 1. So that I have written. In our problem, what is my f of x? That is y. Y is what? The integrand is what? 1 by 1 plus x. And x naught to xn is what? The lower limit 0 and upper limit what? 6. So 0 to 6, 1 by 1 plus x dx can be evaluated by using the trapezoidal rule formula. And you know well what is y naught, what is y6. So that I have written. Okay, plus 2 times of the remaining entries. What are the remaining entries? After y0 and y6 were taken, y6 is what the last entry of our problem. That is what my yn. Okay, plus 2 times of y1 plus y2 plus y3 plus y4 plus y5. These are what the remaining entries that is taken here. So now after calculating this, what I'm getting? The answer is 2.02142857. Now if I want to correct the root to 5 place of decimals, you see that 8 is here. So 8 is more than 5. So I can take 1 from that. It will taken to 2. So it becomes 3. So it is approximately written as 2.02143, which is corrected to 5 place of decimals. So that integral 0 to 6, 1 by 1 plus x dx answer by trapezoidal rule is what? Nearly 2.02143. Okay, good. Then, and we have seen that the number of interval is what? 6. So the number of interval is 6. So I can use that Simpson's 1/3 rule also. What is my Simpson's 1/3 rule? Integral x0 to xn f of x dx is equal to h by 3 y0 plus yn. First entry plus last entry plus 2 times of the even suffixes of the entries y2 plus y4 plus y6 plus etc. Plus 4 times of the entries with the odd suffixes y1 plus y3 plus y5 so on. This is what my Simpson's 1/3 rule. So that rule is applied, and according to our problem, what is my yn? Yn equal to what? y6. And you take the even suffixes of entries y2 plus y4, and odd suffixes are what? y1, y3, y5. And you may ask the question, y6 is also an even entry, then why we are not taken in that place of 2 times of y2 plus y4 plus y6. So now, and you must note one more point, if an entry is taken in that formula, you should not take again. So all the entries should appear only once in that formula. That's very, very, very important thing you have to keep it in mind. Is it clear? Whatever entries you have, okay, all the entries should appear in the formula only once. Remember. Okay. So now y6 is written in the place of yn. So y0 plus y6 plus 2 times of y2 plus y4. We are not writing y6. Keep it in mind. Y6 is already appeared in the place of yn. So we should not write again. Then plus 4 times of y1 plus y3 plus y5. And all the data are entered here in this formula. And since h is 1, so we have written that 1 by 3 times of 1 plus 1 by 7. That is y0 plus y6 plus 2 times of y2 is 1 by 3. Y4 is 1 by 5 plus 4 times of y1 plus y3 plus y6. And after calculating that, you are getting approximately, the answer is 1.95870316. Now I want to correct the answer to 5 place of decimals. After the 5th place, you look at what number you have. See, 95873. After that you have 0. So 0 is less than 5, so you can leave it. Okay, so now the answer is approximated to 5 place of decimals. It's what 1.95873 is what the answer by using the Simpson's 1/3 rule. Now, Can I use that Simpson's 3/8 rule? That's what the next question, because in that problem, use Simpson's rules. Generally, it is given. So we have used trapezoidal rule, Simpson's 1/3 rule also, because n equal to 6, that is an even number. So we have used a Simpson's 1/3 rule also. Okay. So n equal to 6. Now integral x0 to xn f of x dx is equal to 3h/8 y0 plus yn plus 3 times of y1 plus y2 plus y4 plus y5 etc. plus 2 times of y3 plus y6 plus y9 plus etc. And why we are using that Simpson's 3/8 rule? Because that 6 is multiple of 3. So that's why we are using Simpson's 3/8 rule also here. So integral x0 to xn f of x dx is equal to 3h/8 of y0 plus yn plus 3 times of y1, y2, y4, y5. You look at that second term. All the entries with the whose suffixes are not multiple of 3. Is it clear? You see the second term, 3 times of y1, y2, y3, y4, y5, y6, all are not multiple of 3. Plus 2 times of y3 plus y6 plus y9 plus etc. So what is my answer? Integral 0 to 6, 1/1 plus x into dx, that's equal to 3/8 y0 plus y6, first entry plus last entry, plus 3 times of y1 plus y2 plus y4 plus y5. And you see the second term, all the entries whose suffixes are not multiple of 3. That only we have taken here. And third term is what? Plus 2 times of y3. Even y6 is also multiple of 3 only, but we are not writing y6 in the third term. Why? Because y6 already appeared in the place of yn. So that's why you should not write that y6 again in the third term. Is it clear? It's very, very important point, because many students, we are seeing that the formula is given. Again, you are writing that y6 in the third term. That should not be appeared in the third term, because each and every term should be appear only once in that formula. That's very, very important. Even though that's satisfying the rule, you should write only once. Very, very important. Okay. So that's why we are not writing that y6 in the third term. Okay. So what is my rule? 3/8 of y0 plus y6 plus 3 times of y1 plus y2 plus y4 plus y5 plus 2 times of y3. That's equal to, the answer is what? 1.966071. That is nearly approximated to 5 places of decimal, since 1 is less than 5. So I can omit that one, and you can have the answer 1.96607. So that's what my answer by that Simpson's 3/8 rule. Now one more question is given. What is that? Actual integration. So actual integration we want to find out. Actual integration is what? Integral 0 to 6 1/1 plus x dx. You know well what is integral of 1/1 plus x. That's what? That log of 1 plus x. Okay. So here I have written that log x. It is actually log of 1 plus x. And log of 1 plus x, you take x is equal to 6. That's what my upper limit. So it becomes log 7 minus x is equal to 0 means it is log 1. Okay, actually it is log 1 plus x. I have written here log x. So it is log 1 plus x. Keep it in mind. So log 7 minus log 1. So base is what? E. It's very important. So you should take that log 7 minus log 1. That's equal to 1.94591. Okay, this is what that actual integration. And now you look at all the 3 results what we found by using since trapezoidal rule. The trapezoidal rule, we are getting 2.02143. In Simpson's 1/3 rule, it is 1.958. Simpson's 3 by 8th rule is 1.96, but actual integration is approximately 1.95 only. If I am correcting the answer to two place, it is 1.95. And where I am getting the same answer only in Simpson's 1/3 rule. See Simpson's 1/3 rule 1.95. So mostly the appropriate answer where we are getting by using Simpson's 1/3 rule. Keep it that also in mind. Okay, so this is what the first problem. And the second problem is evaluate integral 0 to 1, 1 by 1 plus x square dx using trapezoidal rule with the h is equal to 0.2. So you see here in this question, h is mentioned. In the previous problem, it is not mentioned. So we used the formula h is equal to b minus a by n. But here clearly given h is 0.2. So we don't want to use that formula. Okay, so problem is easy now. And also it is given, hence obtain an approximate value of pi. Can you use other formula in this case? So first to use trapezoidal rule by taking h is equal to 0.2 and hence find the approximate value of pi. That's what my first question. Second question is, can you use other formula in this case? Can I use Simpson's rule? That we have to see. How we can see, you know, what is your y? Y is equal to what? 1 by 1 plus x square. So that is written. Given value of h is what? 0.2. You know well what is a, what is b. That is x naught to xn. X naught is 0. That's what a. Xn is b. That's what 1. So 0 to 1. With that interval 0.2, I have to split that values. So now 0, 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1. Like this, the x values are written. And the corresponding y value should be, we should write by taking the formula y is equal to 1 by 1 plus x square. So in the place of x, you put x is equal to 0. I'll get 1 by 1 plus 0, that's what 1. So corresponding value of y, corresponding y value of for that x is what? 1. So that is written here. And then for 0.2, 0.2, you find out what is the corresponding y value again by using the same formula y is equal to 1 by 1 plus x square. Like this for 0.4, 0.6, 0.8 and 1 we have to find out the corresponding entries, y values. So now what is my y naught? Y naught is 1. What is y1? 0.96154. What is y2? 0.86207. y3, y4, y5. So till y5 only we have the datas now. And now you look at the number of intervals here itself. You see the number of intervals. The number of intervals is given in that red line. See the number of intervals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So n equal to 5. The number of interval is what? 5. Okay. See 1 to 0.96. That is y0 to y1, y1 to y2, y2 to y3, y3 to y4, then y4 to y5. So the number of interval is n equal to 5. That you keep it in mind. Okay. Now what I told, the trapezoidal rule, wherever you want, you can use. So that's why I have written trapezoidal rule here. Integral x naught to xn f of x dx is equal to h by 2 y naught plus yn plus 2 times of the remaining entries. So now I have applied. Now in the place of yn, what should I write? The last entry. What's my last entry? 0.5. So that is written here. And plus 2 times of the remaining entries y1, y2, y3, y4, y5 which are added. And finally we calculated the answer, that is what 0.783732. This is the answer approximately you are getting by using that trapezoidal rule. Okay. So let us continue now. So we have used that trapezoidal rule and we are getting the answer 0.783732. And now by using this, I want to evaluate or I want to find the value of phi. So what's my actual integration? From the actual integration only I can find out that phi value unless we can't. So now we are taken that actual integration, integral 0 to 1, 1 by 1 plus x square dx. That's equal to, you know well, what is the formula? Formula of integration 1 by 1 plus x square dx is what? It's what the basic formula that we have seen from 12th standard onward, not from 12th or from 11th standard onwards, we are seeing that formula. It's what? Tan inverse of Ax. So tan inverse of Ax is what the integral of 1 by 1 plus x square dx. So that is written here. And we are applying that upper limit and lower limit. Tan inverse of 1 minus tan inverse of 0. Tan inverse of 1 is pi by 4. And tan inverse of 0 is what? 0. So pi by 4 minus 0 is what? Pi by 4. So the actual, according by that actual integration, answer is what? Pi by 4. But by numerical method, that's what by trapezoidal rule, what is my answer? 0.783732. So now from this result, pi by 4 equivalent to 0.783732. From this, we are getting pi value is approximately 3.13493. So this is how you are getting by the numerical methods as well as by the actual integration. Okay. The second question is what? Can I use that Simpson's 1/3 rule and Simpson's 3/8 rule? That's what the question. And that question is answered here. Since the number of interval is 5, so we cannot use that Simpson's 1/3 rule, because when we can use Simpson's 1/3 rule, if the number of interval is even, then only I can use. So n equal to 5 is not satisfying that condition. So we can't apply Simpson's 1/3 rule. And also Simpson's 3/8 rule. Simpson's 3/8 rule can be applicable only when n is multiple of 3. That is, the number of interval should be multiple of 3. And here what's my n? N equal to 5. So that also not satisfied here. So because of that reason, we can't apply both the condition, both the formula, Simpson's 1/3 as well as Simpson's 3/8 rule. So only trapezoidal rule is we applied here. Then what's my third problem? That's very different. It's what? By dividing the range into 10 equal parts. So here they are asking to divide the data into 10 parts. Okay. And evaluate integral 0 to pi sin x dx. Now what's my lower limit? Lower limit is what? 0. X naught is 0. Xn equal to what? Pi. So my a comma b is what? 0 to pi. So 0 to pi is divided into 10 equal parts. So that interval is mentioned here. Okay. Dividing the range into 10 TO2, it is not TWO, into 10 equal parts. So now n is given, n equal to 10. H is equal to pi minus 0. So pi is b minus a. A is what? The lower limit 0 by n. N is mentioned in the question. They are asking to divide the data into 10. So clearly it is mentioned n equal to 10. So definitely you have to take n equal to 10 only here, not n equal to 6. Is it clear? So h is equal to pi minus 0 by 10. That's equal to what? Pi by 10. So by using this h, we want to divide the data. So now I have divided the data into 10 equal parts. It is given in the table. You see 0 pi by 10. That is 1 time of pi by 10. 2 times of pi by 10. 3 times of pi by 10. 4 times of pi by 10. 5 times of pi by 10. 6 times, 7 times, 8 times, 9 times, 10 times. Okay, that is what that x values. The arguments are splitted into 10 number of equal parts. And the corresponding y value should be written here. And what is my y? Y is what? The integrand, sin x. So sin x. So now we should find out what is sin 0. Put x is equal to 0. The corresponding y is now sin 0. That's what 0. Sin pi by 10. Sin 2 pi by 10. Sin 3 pi by 10. Sin 4 pi by 10. Sin 5 pi by 10. Sin 6 pi by 10. Like this till sin pi. You have to write the value of pi. That's what my corresponding entries of the argument x. And after getting the table, don't forget to write the values y0, y1. This is what y0, y1, y2, y3, y4, y5, y6, y7, y8, y9, y10. Okay. So now I have written from y0 to y10. So now what is my number of interval? It is mentioned clearly in the question n equal to 10. And now you tell me what are the formulas I can use. Trapezoidal rule I can use because trapezoidal rule is general wherever we can use. Can I use Simpson's 1/3 rule? Yes. Why? Because my n is 10. So 10 is what the even number. So I can use that Simpson's 1/3 rule also. Can I use Simpson's 3/8 rule? No. Why? Because n equal to 10 is not multiple of 3. So I can't use that Simpson 3/8 rule. And we can use the remaining two, trapezoidal and the Simpson's 1/3 rule. So now I have used that Simpson's 1/3 rule. It's what the formula h by 2. H is what? Pi by 10 by 2. So pi by 2 into 10, that is pi by 20. Y0 plus yn. What is my yn? The last entry of your table. That's what? That is 0. So last entry is what? 10. So y0 plus y10. Plus 2 times of the remaining entries. So when I take all those things and approximately you are getting the value of that integral sin x is what? 1.9845. Then n equal to 10. N equal to 10 means that's what the even number. So we can use Simpson's 1/3 rule. Integral 0. What is my Simpson's 1/3 rule? H by 3 into y0 plus yn plus 2 times of y2 plus y4 plus y6 even entries plus 4 times of odd entries. So now I have written what is h? H is what? Pi by 10. And what is that? H by 3. So pi by 3 into 10. And we have written y0 plus yn. In the place of yn, I have written y10 plus 2 times of even entries. That is suffices or even. See y2, y4, y6, y8. I have not written y10. Why? Because y10 is already we have written in the place of yn. Again and again I am telling you y10 you should not write again in that second term because already it is appeared. Then plus 4 times of y1 plus y3 plus y5 plus y7 plus y9 and you write all the data from the table. Then you will get the answer is 2.0091. This is by Simpson's 1/3 rule. Now by actual integration, what is integral of sin x? Minus cos x. And you apply the limits cos for x, pi and 0. Cos pi is -1, cos 0 is 1 and already you have one minus sign in there. So minus cos pi plus cos 0, it is minus of -1. So it become plus and minus 1 minus cos pi plus minus cos 0. That's what that actual rule. But already you have one minus sign. So minus of minus, it becomes plus cos 0. So that's why you are getting 1 plus 1, that's equal to 2. And why we are not applied Simpson 3/8 rule? Just now I told you because n is not multiple of 3. Is it clear? Okay. Then come to that fourth problem. The table below gives the velocity v of a moving particle at time t seconds. Find the distance covered by the particle in 12 seconds and also find the acceleration at t equal to 2. Read the question once again. The table below gives the velocity of a moving particle at time t seconds. So velocity is given for time t. Find the distance covered by the particle in 12 seconds. What's my 12? That is what the last argument of the data. So 0 to 12. A is equal to 0, D is equal to 12. Okay, so for this, we want to find out that distance. Then now you see that what is velocity? The rate of change of distance or displacement. So ds by dt, that is what actual formula. But what we required to find the distance. So how I can get the distance? You take v dt. Here I have written v dt. v into dt equal to ds. When I integrate that, I'll get s. That's equal to 0 to 12 because 12 only they are asking. So 0 to 12 v dt. That's what my distance covered by the particle in 12 seconds. So now you know that is what integration. Integration means I can use any formula. Okay. But if I want to use any formula, I must to see the number of intervals. You see the number of intervals, velocity is given in the table. So now you see the number of interval, 4 to 6, interval is 1, 6 to 16, interval 2, 16 to 34, interval 3, 34 to 60, interval 4, 60 to 94, interval 5, then 94 to 136, interval is 6. So n equal to 6 that we have identified. What is my number of interval? Is 6. So I can use all the three formulas. And I told you which one gives you that appropriate result among the three. Simpson's 1/3 rule will give you that appropriate result. So that is your wish. We can use any one among the three. So I have used my Simpson's 1/3 rule. Okay, and what is H? H is what? That length of x interval. 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 8 to 10, 10 to 12. That is what your x values. Here it is t. So h is what? 2. So here I have taken that h is what? 2. So 2 by 3. y0 plus yn, that is y6 plus 2 times of the even surfaces y2, y4 plus 4 times of y1 plus y3 plus y5. So I have written all these data, and at last you are getting that distance covered by the particle 12 seconds. So it is what? 552 meters. Okay, so we found the distance covered by the particle. Now the next question is what? We have to find the acceleration. Second question is what? Also find the acceleration of that given data at t equal to 2 seconds. So acceleration is what? Actually second order only. But what is given here? Velocity is given. So from the velocity, we are going to find the acceleration. You know well what is velocity formula from the, acceleration formula from the velocity. So acceleration equal to the rate of change of velocity. So it is a equal to dv by dt. So first order derivative I have to find out. So now we can find out the first order derivative. That is what your acceleration. So you can use that Newton's forward interpolation formula. Why? At t equal to 2 seconds. That is my 2. 2 is near the beginning. So I have to use that Simpson's Newton's forward difference formula to compute the first order derivative. So the formula is what? This one. dy by dx is equal to 1 by h into. This we have seen already in that differentiation part. So this is what my formula. So now to apply the formula, we need definitely what? The difference table. So we have to find the table first. T value is given in the first column, V value is given in the second column, and delta V, that is what? The first difference of the velocity. How will you calculate? Taking the difference between 6 and 4. 6 minus 4, that's equal to 2. Like this, 16 minus 6 is 10. 34 minus 16 is 18. 60 minus 34 is 26. 94 minus 60 is 34. Like this, 136 minus 94 is 42. Second value minus the previous value. Like this, you are finding all the differences. First two differences, second difference, and third difference. And note down here, the third difference becomes 0. It's very easy. Okay, so now you apply the formula. Del dy by dx. So what is my dy by dx here? dv by dt. That's what my acceleration. That's equal to 1 by h into delta v naught, because v only is given in the place of y. So it is delta v naught plus 2u minus 1 by 2 into delta square v naught. What about delta cube? Delta cube is 0. So I have not written that delta cube term here. So delta v naught is what? 2. This value, first entry of the value of delta v, that is delta v naught is 2, delta square v naught is 8. Okay. So I have written 2 plus 2u minus 1. So you have to calculate. What is the formula? X minus x naught. X is what? T here. T minus T naught. So T is what? 2 minus T naught. The first value of T is T naught. That is 0. So 2 minus 0 by 2, that is equal to 1. So we found what is U? U is 1. So apply the value of U here. It is delta y naught is 2 plus 2u minus 1. 2 minus 1. Since U is 1, so it is 2 minus 1 by 2. That is 1 by 2. Delta square y naught is what? 8. From the table we are taken. So 2 plus 8 by 2, that is what? 4. 4 plus 2, 6. 6 by 2, it is what? 3 meter per second square. This is what? The acceleration. Okay. So like this also you will get. Then next we can see that numerical integration practice problems. Here two problems are given. The first problem is evaluate the integral I is equal to integral 4 to 5.2 log x base e dx using trapezoidal rule and Simpson's rule. So here h value is not mentioned. So you have to identify the h value. If you want to use all the three formulas, better you take n equal to 6. So take n equal to 6. In that formula, h is equal to b minus a by n. So you will get that h value, and accordingly you can find out, you can use the trapezoidal and Simpson's 1/3 and Simpson's 3/8 rule, and the answer is mentioned here. And all of you, please try to do this problem taking n equal to 6, and you will get a h value. H value is 4.2 you will get. Okay. And the second problem is, you see, when a train is moving at 30 meter per second, steam is shut off and brakes are applied. The speed of the train per second after t second is given by the table. The table is given. Using Simpson's rules, they have mentioned using Simpson's rule, find the distance moved by the train 40 seconds. So that is what like fourth problem what we have seen. So we want to find out the distance and speed. The velocity is given. Okay, velocity is given, and now we want to find out the speed. So which formula I can use, and what we are used that formula in this fourth problem, v equal to ds by dt. The same formula I can use, and I can find out the distance covered by the moving train. So we can use that v s is equal to integral v dt. And what is my lower and upper limit? Lower limit is 0 and upper limit is what? 40. So you take integral 0 to 40 v dt and find out that distance, that is what? Given 573.4367 meter. This is what the distance. So these two problems are given to you as the practice problem. So I think all of you are trying. And yesterday I have given two problems in differentiation. So please all of you try and do it, and whatever you have to do, and you can ask the questions also. Okay, so we have finished that unit 4. What is my unit 4? Unit 4 is numerical interpolation, differentiation and integration. So interpolation we have seen. Differentiation yesterday we have seen. And integration also today we have seen. So unit 4 is completed. Okay. So what I've seen, unit 4, interpolation, differentiation and integration. And you have to write the notes. You see the PPT and you can write the notes, and all of you try to do these two problems and like whatever given yesterday, the two problems. So keep it these things in your notebook, and it is very useful to you for the exams. Thank you.